Welcome, UGC. Get the lights up. Get the lights up. All right, y'all. So happy Sunday to everyone. Happy Sunday to everyone. I hope you already prayed and meditated and got yourself all calibrated for the beginning of the week, the start of a new week. Let's see. Is UGC in the house? Anybody? Any of my UGC members in the house? Any in the house? We are going live in the catacombs today at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Those of you who are members or subscribed to our private group coaching will know where to go and will have the details because you will also be followers of our private Instagram page too. So please hit the alarm, set your alarm for 3 p.m., which is going to be soon. We're going live in the catacombs to talk about selling ourselves, to talk about the perception of value, to talk about, the topic of communication is really endless here because I feel that a lot of us get scammed because we're not understanding what's being said to us. We're not understanding what's being said, what's being implied, what's not being said. And I think the sum total of it all is that we're kind of ignoring things. Put the icing on the cake is that we're ignoring a lot of stuff too. For the simple fact that we're afraid of facing the truth, which a lot of times would lead to rejection or the acknowledgement that who we are with or who we like doesn't really like us. We don't want to face that. You don't want to know the truth that somebody doesn't really like you. You want to pretend for as long as you can. This is what ugly girls do. We pretend not to be intelligent. We pretend not to be perceptive, and we're very perceptive and we're very intelligent. We're all of those things. Right? So we have to discuss this, and we have to come to some conclusions about the use of perception, the need to be perceptive, the need to be discerning, all of these things. Some of us just want to pretend rather than be alone. And that, I think, that does more damage than anything you think you can benefit from by having your time and body occupied by somebody who really doesn't want you. I think that's more damaging. So a lot of us are pretending. So I told the guy that, hey, my poom poom is whack. Wait a minute. You told a dude that your poom poom was whack. My girlfriend said, don't say that. I don't like that you say that. So it got me thinking, because you want to be the one to tell me that. Okay. So wait a minute. You're a female, I'm assuming, that told a guy that your vag was whack. One of your girlfriends said that you shouldn't say that. She doesn't like when you say that. And you got you thinking that her only objection was because you beat her to it. Like, how would she know your poom poom is whack? Like, I'm trying to figure out how is she able to assess whether your poom poom is is whack unless she's had some of it. So, when we talk about looks, that's an observation. That's something everybody can see. But when we're talking about actual skill level of the vag, only you can kind of determine that. So I'm a little lost. I'm a little lost there. Unless y'all are doing some things. Okay, okay, okay. But I understand. I get what you're saying. You feel essentially that she's protesting or being bothered that you're supposedly degrading yourself, and you feel like she doesn't really have a problem with it. It's kind of that you beat her to her criticism of you. You beat her to her critique of your value. And she's mad about that more so than what you're saying, which is a lot of women too. When you start calling yourself ugly and unattractive, women are going to get upset for two reasons. They're going to get upset because you kind of disempower them. You kind of make what they feel about you irrelevant, like in full court press, one fell swoop. Once you present yourself as, I'm an ugly girl, I'm a UGC girl, what people think about you at that point, they struggle and they fight for status, because the only way that people assert status is through, I'm better than you, and through making you feel that the so-called fact that they're better than you has to hurt you. So if it's not hurting you, then how do I assert authority over you if I can't hurt you? You see what I mean? So this is why calling yourself an ugly girl is such a magical thing to embrace. It really is such a magical, powerful thing to embrace, whether it's male or female, actually. Whether it's male or female. So that's what that is. But I'm interested to know what the guy said, that you said that your poom poom was whack. What was his response to what you said? Was he turned off? Was he turned on? How did the conversation go after you made that statement? After you made that statement, what happened? Sweet K said that's so true. Status is a two-way agreement. Absolutely. Absolutely. Status is not a thing unless two people agree. Absolutely. So, what we as UGC girls do typically is we concede. We concede to the will of other people, and then we make what they feel about us a real thing. When you concede, everything becomes real. When you agree, everything becomes real. Nothing is reality unless you agree that it is. Absolutely nothing. I was yes, it is. You don't want none. Trust me, is what I said. He was like, nah, it can't be. Oh, so he didn't believe you. So when you said your vajayjay was substandard, he said, nah, you're lying, you're lying. And that's what they'll do. A lot of times they'll be even more intrigued. When you don't oversell yourself, that is something that's something most women don't do. Most women are overselling themselves. Oh, I do this and I do tricks and I gurgle and I chew the cud and all this kind of shit. There's a lot of women overselling and under delivering out here. So when you turn the table and say, you know what, dude, this might be a big disappointment for you. I think it's a refreshing change from the conceit and the entitlement, of the air of entitlement that most women have that they really can't pull off, by the way, but that most women have. It's a refreshing change, and it might even be true. A lot of times it is. Y'all, they've already had someone better than you. So when we try to measure up and compete with his past, that's a loser's game. That's a loser's game. I would say, and I would advise every UGC girl to assume that every man that you're talking to has probably had somebody better than you. Just to keep your own ego in check and to keep you from feeling like you can actually prove your worth with your vagina, because you can't. Because you can't. Some of you think you can, but you cannot. Right? Some of you think you can convert the savage beast. Some of you really feel that what you have between your knees can actually save somebody. And I'm inclined to believe differently. I'm inclined to believe that no, that what you got is a dime a dozen. Not to say that you are diminishing your feeling like you're worthless. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not about feeling like you're worthless. It's just about putting your own your vanity in check, so that when they come with all this superstitious talk and all this, you're the best, and I think you're gonna be the best, and you start thinking or even planning to try to be the best. You take the pole dancing classes, the dick sucking classes, the yoni egg courses, and all that kind of stuff, trying to live up to the hype that he's put in front of you. It's best not to do that. It's better for your own peace of mind not to do that, because a lot of y'all taking a lot of courses and you still whack. A lot of y'all doing all kind of tricks for kids courses and stuff on how to do backflips and undulate your yoni muscles and all kinds of stuff. How not to vomit when things are tickling your tonsils. You're learning how to put icy hot on your tonsils and all Novocaine and all kinds of stuff, so you can deep throat and choke without dying. All for him to go, it's been real. It's been real, and you're still not better than Sheila. I just gotta let you gave it a good college try though. I'll give you an E for effort. You were struggling there a little bit, so I'm gonna give you an E for effort, and that's all you're gonna get. So us UGC girls here at the UGC, we don't oversell. We like to undersell. It takes the pressure off. Dude, don't expect much. Don't expect anything you haven't gotten before. Don't. That relieves us. That releases us from the fear of, oh my God, I gotta be better than every other woman he's ever been with. Kind of shite. No, you don't. And you won't. Most of us won't. Most of us will not. Novocaine, what the fuck? I thought you could only get that at the dentist. There's all kinds of stuff. All kinds of things you can get out here. All kinds of stuff you can get out here. There's the dark web where you can buy anything. As long as you have money, you can buy it. I'll never forget one of my, when I was doing hair, one of my clients, he was he didn't have health insurance. So he had a bright idea to go to the pet. I think he had a abscess tooth or something like that, or a tooth that was supposed to be pulled, and he didn't have money, he didn't have insurance to go to the dentist. So he went to the pet store to get penicillin. He went to Petco to get the dog penicillin to try to kill the abscess in his mouth. Listen, people do all kind of shit. People improvise all kind of stuff out here. Okay? You're only limited by your thoughts. The only thing that limits you out here is your thinking. You have to use ingenuity. You have to be really inventive. And there's a lot of people that are really inventive out there. You asked, did it work? Yeah. It got rid of his abscess. I was like, are you kidding me? So you took dog medication and you got rid of your abscess? He said, yep. And he was proud of it too. I was like, slow clap on that. Slow clap on that. Yo, what can I say? But people do stuff. People do all kind of stuff. Dog flea meds for nits? Oh, I don't know. Jay Boogie, you said just in case? Hell yeah. Just in case is right. Never know. Gone over to Petco. Tell them you got a schnauzer. You need that penicillin. And get it. And it's cheap too. It's cheap. So that's what's going on. Fufu said it felt so good to say it. They couldn't handle it. Doesn't it feel good? Yo, it feels so good to undersell. It is the pressure, y'all. The pressure is off of you. It's like, yo, give me a beer. I'm just so over this. I'm so relaxed right now. Give me a beer. Yo, when you say you trash, they really don't know what to do with that. Like, damn. Well, how do I do positive reinforcement on this? Like, how do I game her into giving me the drawers if she's saying it's trash? If she's not waiting for my opinion on whether the drawers is trash or not, then how do I finesse when she's already come to a conclusion about herself? It's really hard to finesse you out your underoos if you're already saying, you already predetermined that the shit is trash and I might be disappointed. So you ain't trying to impress me? God damn, what do I do with that? And that's really what it is. But it's so refreshing. I advise all of you, any of you who are dating and you have finally reached the point where you're discussing sexual skills, which is something I say, hold off that conversation for as long as you can. When you finally reach that point, you let them know this. Dude, there's no bells and whistles here. You just you gotta roll the dice. You gotta roll the dice. I don't know what I'm into. It depends on how coherent and not non-inebriated versus inebriated I am. It depends if I'm full or if I'm starving. You don't know what you're gonna get. If you feed me, it's one thing. If I'm fasting, it's another. If I don't like you, it's another thing. I don't know. I can't determine what you're gonna get. It's like I'm like a goddamn Cracker Jack box. You don't know what the prize is inside. It could be a lollipop, secret Dakota ring, goddamn joke. I don't know. I don't know. But it is a crapshoot. This is what you call a risk. You're taking a risk. You're taking a risk. But I am too, so don't feel bad. We're kind of in this going blind together. Because I don't know what you're dealing with either. I know what you say. I know what legend said. Legend has it. The word on the street. But I don't know what's gonna show up for me. So we're taking the risk together. Together. I've said I'm average and got no response. I will try whack and wait a minute. You said you're average and you got no response. Yeah, that's not you're not hitting enough. You're still trying to save face there. No, you're not supposed to say average. The key is to say you're horrible. The key is to say there's nothing to see here. That's really what it is. You can't average is kind of neutral. Average is kind of neutral. You got to almost warn him like if I were you, I wouldn't even do it. It gotta almost be along that lines. Like, dude, I like you, so I'm just gonna be honest. You might be wasting your time, and see what happens. And that's what it is. That's what it is, y'all. So UGC, we come to realize a lot of things in life, and once you realize that everything's a game, you take your foot off the gas and you just start cruising. You just start cruising. Why are y'all so anxious to get to the finish line? You're so anxious to prove your value, to prove your worth to people. It's like you're in a rush. And once you're in this mode of it being in a rush, actually they win. Because the faster they get you to that finish line, the quicker they can get on with whoever else they're trying to be with. It's over and done with you, and we're on to the next. So that's the thing is y'all in a race. Relationships are in a race. I know they're huffing and puffing and trying to blow your house down and all that, trying to make you come to conclusions about shit that don't matter. That really don't matter at the end of the day. But resist it. Resist it. There's a young lady that wrote a post about being confused about what men wanted, because she said every time she gets to a point where she feels like the relationship is turning serious, the men murk. They leave, they stop calling, and she can't find them no more. And this is why I generally think that being a girlfriend is a scam, because you're sort of it feels like you're in a relationship, but you're not in a committed relationship. You're off the market, but you're also not in a commitment. So it's a strange paradox. It's a strange crossroads you're at, because feelings are feeling one way, and he's calling you every day, and he's checking on you, and he's acting concerned and doing all the things to get you emotionally attached. But all the stuff that's really tangible are not happening. He's busying himself. The first 2 months or a couple of weeks of your relationship, he's busying himself with getting you emotionally attached. But by him getting you emotionally attached doesn't mean that he's emotionally attached. He's getting you emotionally attached. And you're thinking, well, he must feel the same way as he's trying to make me feel. No, No, no. One has nothing to do with the other. Nothing. So again, my favorite word, one of my favorite words is discernment, and taking your time to assess and really thinking instead of feeling so much. You're thinking more than you're feeling, and you could present yourself as feeling for him, to reassure him that he's not wasting his time and actually he's making some headway. You don't want him to know that you're thinking too much. In other words, it doesn't play off well if he knows that you're in your head. So you got to pretend like you're not really observing him and not really thinking about things while doing exactly that. Hello, while doing exactly that. And that's what that is. That's what that is. Oni says, so girlfriend means complicated? No, girlfriend means scam. I thought we went over this. Being a girlfriend is a scam. Girlfriend means you're being scammed. That's it. Complicated means that it's something that you're still in something that has some measure of value. Like it's complicated, I would go, but I'm getting something of value, so I'm hanging on and I'm waiting around for him to come to the conclusion that I'm the best woman for the job of being his wife or whatever it is. But being a girlfriend is just a scam. The key is to pretend you are emotionally attached, but no, he's full of shit. Pretty much. Pretty much. True women become emotionally attached, and men want continuous access to the box. Yes, continuous access to the box until they're tired of it, which is a lot sooner than you think. It's a lot sooner than you think. All right? A couple of months, it's kind of a Reynolds wrap after a few months. It becomes a take it or leave it really quick. Really quick. So, because most women today don't even make it to girlfriend status, a lot are warmers at best. Well, I think we often talk about standards and raising standards because I feel for the most part women's standards are very low. So the conversation about raising standards and keeping your standards, is because we don't have any. We really don't have any. A lot of women will give up their morality if he looks good enough. If the promises sound promising enough, you will put aside your morals and all of your boundaries and actually all of your expectations. If he's attractive enough, you put aside your expectations. You shelf that. You put that on us. Well, I do want to get married, but let me just see. Let me see where he's going with it. So you're no longer focused on your bottom line. You just want to see how far it's gonna go. And you're letting him lead. You're letting him lead. So that's what it is, y'all. That's what it is. Let him think you are a girlfriend, but be planning and living a life as normal. I mean, pretty much. Pretty much. Because if y'all are really following anything that I've said, being a girlfriend is no status. There is nothing legitimate. You are not legitimized in any way. You're held together by emotions, and emotions are sporadic, inconsistent, unpredictable. Um, I like you today, I don't like you tomorrow, and that's what that is. So it's not a real. You don't have a leg to stand on. You don't have a leg to stand on. And you shouldn't think it's a thing. Don't think anything is serious. Unless there's risk involved, nothing is serious. Nothing is serious without risk. And that's just what it is. All right? That's what it is. All right, UGC. So I'm heading off to prepare for our live in the catacombs to finish this conversation behind the veil, and to really dig deep and get our fingernails dirty in this concept of value and how to present ourselves, and the never-ending sales pitch. The never-ending sales pitch that is life. You're always on sale. So we're going to talk about why we're always on sale, and how to sell ourselves, and how to know when you have a real serious buyer, and someone who's full of shite. All right. So UGC, those of you who are private coaching members, please, you know where we go. You know where our playground is. 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. And let's dig deep. All right. Peace and love.